God damn.
When you done a strap on?
I have, yeah.
So, Trevor and I have discussed this at length. I'll just say, I feel like a lot of women are like, oh, I can f like a dude.
Oh yeah, how's your stroke game?
That's what I'm asking.
So apparently, I was told I was the best he ever had.
Oh my God. Turn up. Get this man on the podcast.
Yeah.
He's for sure a Fortune 500 CEO who loved it. He's got 4 wives, 3 of them are at University of Elon, and he's not telling anybody.
This was an interesting guy. He couldn't get hard unless you kicked him in the balls, and you had to kick him hard. Like
Talk about a kickstart.
I was shy to kick him, and I'm in fucking stilettos, so I was being nice at first, and then like I kept looking at him, engaging, because I didn't want to hurt him. I was like, no, I think he wants it, so I kicked him real hard, and I dropped him, and he looked up smiling and had his dick hard. So I was like, oh. I can really kick the shit out of you.
You did that in stilettos?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
How hard do you think you kicked it?
I kicked it as hard as I could. I like kicked him. It's not my favorite thing to
Like,
do. I don't want to hurt somebody, but he liked it.
Like if you were a field goal kicker, what yard line do you think you'd be on? Like 30 yard, 40 yard?
I have no idea.
Deep?
Wow. Dude, can you imagine being that dude finding that out about yourself? You're just in ninth grade and you got kicked.
Yeah.
And you're
like, ooh, fucking like that. All right.
Just rock hard on the soccer field.
I got to get out of this PE class. Was that a weird request for you, or that's pretty common?
No, that was very weird. That was literally a dominatrix site, and somebody like specifically there who liked it.
Did you know that's what you were getting into, kicking a dude in the
I think so. Showing up, like, I had an idea. I'm not dom at all. I'm very like submissive. So
very nice.
Thank you. And I don't like to hurt people, so it really wasn't like something I was good at. But
yeah, you give off like an energy that you kicked him in the balls, and then you're like, "I'm so sorry." Please,
yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
You want me to go get a bag of ice? Because I mean, that's like wild. But the fact that he was like smiling after, rocked up, that's how you know you're good at it.
Yeah.
And then didn't you say you plowed him out?
Yeah, I plowed him out.
You plowed him out.
Yeah.
I think we're missing.
I tried to be
that.
I tried to be as gentle as possible, but honestly, like you guys have to build muscles or something. Like it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Let's go.
Thank you.
It's a lot of work.
Dude, tell our girlfriends right
And now when I get a Charlie horse from fucking, I'm like, see?
Dude, my hip flexors are done after I'm fucking.
Hip flexors?
It is. It's in the hips.
Yeah.
What do you do? He's on his back.
So he just started in doggy?
Yeah, he was in doggy.
Starting doggy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was that the weirdest thing you've done, or is there weirder?
I'd say that's the weirdest.
It's pretty up there.
What was he jacking off as you were fucking, or could he just come from you?
He was
plowing
just
him out?
loving it. His dick was never hard during it. I think he was just like taking it and enjoying the prostate being massaged.
Good for him for knowing exactly what.
Yeah, I like this guy.
He wasn't even like,
he's
oh,
sweet.
we could
He was
try
very
missionary.
sweet.
Kick me in the ass, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird lead up to find like a girl that's super into that, like out of the porn industry.
Yeah.
At that guy, he's like, listen, what are you into? She's like, oh, I'm just kind of getting a little choked. What are you into? Getting kicked in the dick.
Yeah.
That's a level to yeah.
So we also are passing over something massive. Before we started recording, you told me you have your own fleshlight.
I do.
Was that a big moment in your career? That has to be.
It was, yeah, for sure.
That's really neat.
Yeah, I love fleshlight. I always like wanted one, but I was contracted to Doc Johnson, so like it took
what?
Doc Johnson. It's another like
I thought you said
toy
Doc
manufacturer.
Martens. I was like, that's good shit.
No, so even though they wanted me as like one of their original fleshlight girls, I was unfortunately contracted early on to like a company that I don't think is as good.
Oh, okay. Shade.
No, I'm sorry. No, they're great. They're great. They just like don't do as well like financially.
Yeah, they don't have as good grip on the sides.
Yes.
Because we had somebody on this podcast who you know, and she gave us her fleshlight. And I mean, she walked us through the whole molding of it. Was your, like, molding sounds like a weird word to use for that.
He was like a
is, right?
painter. It was actually relaxing. He was literally like so intricate about everything.
Just inches away from your cooter. Just.
I mean, I don't care.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, like, if he has like French music in the background and he's paying you with a baguette,
I was like laughing and talking to him the whole time, like
and,
just like shooting the shit.
When you got the fleshlight, did you look at it and then look down and be like, "Nice job, fellas"? Like, was it pretty close, or is it like? Well,
no, it's like identical. And then I did a butthole one too, and I didn't know that like I have like a little dimple on my butt until I saw that.
Well, then
and then now I see the dimple everywhere.
I don't know what my own asshole looks like.
I have no idea.
Why would I?
Right. But that's what I'm saying. It's like when you got it back, where you're like, oh, good for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
it's very pretty.
the flashlight?
Confidence. Love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
Do you get money from that, or is it like a one-time signing deal?
It's residual income. So I get like a percentage of every one that is bought.
Well, Stiff Socks listeners, boy, do we have something for you. Do you have like a promo code or anything that they can use? Because they'll buy it. They will buy it. And by they, I mean me. Anyways.
I don't know my promo code, but it's fleshlight.com/Mia Malkova.
So when they hit you up, that's a moment.
That's
I
like
hit
getting
them
your own
up.
shoe in the
Oh, you
NBA.
hit them up.
I hit them up. I
Yeah.
was and like like I said, they wanted me and they wanted me years ago, but
Yeah.
like I was really trying to get out my contract at the time.
Honestly, that's very impressive. Good for you. I feel
Thank
like,
you.
like what, have you won AVNs or you attended those?
I just hosted the Avian Awards show
How
2022.
was
Oh, the one that was
that?
like 2 days ago?
Yeah, I hosted it.
Oh, shit. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Where was it? Or was it like, was it in Vegas?
No. This one was done in a studio because of COVID.
Okay.
But that's literally the only way I could do it.
Oh, really?
Because I have really bad stage fright. So like,
Oh, you got to do it from like your living room.
no. You do it in a studio. So there's still people, but it's not on a stage in front of thousands of people, which I couldn't do. I was nervous enough in
Shout
a
out to the
studio.
AVN for being like COVID, like you know,
they care.
conscious.
They're,
Good for
they're
them.
great.
So you hosted it. Have you been up for any awards or?
Yeah. I've won Best New Starlet, which is like one of the top awards that you can win.
Right, because that's assuring that you're like, oh, I'm in this bitch. Mm-hmm. I'm doing
Yeah.
it.
So when you win that, like I know with like Oscars and Emmys and stuff, like your
Price goes up.
That's what I mean. So your rate goes up. So after you win an AVN, you're like,
It did go up.
hell yeah.
Yeah,
And there's
100%.
there's agents and managers involved in this or no? There are.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that makes so much sense. I didn't even think about it. So when you initially get into this, are you like kind of on the lookout for like an agent manager to help you, or
mean,
they sort of seek you out?
I had a manager who seeked me out. That
Okay.
was like kind of how he was. I ignore him now. He's like kind of scummy.
Are you still with him or no?
No. I
was gonna say, a
I've been
manager
through
thing.
I've been through a few agents and
Yeah.
none of them have worked out.
Yeah.
They've all we've had bad falling outs.
I feel like they're either great or it's very awkward because it takes a random guy to be rocked up on Pornhub, be like, I think we should work together.
Right, because that's how you're found, right? Some dude
Yeah.
just like watching.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then they'll also go to like strip clubs and stuff like that to find girls.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude,
They have to
this
scout.
industry is very much like ours.
Really?
Yeah, because the strip club is sort of like our
I got
shows.
found. Yeah, I got found through YouTube, and then from that I got signed, and then they threw me to an agency. Then the agency would invite people out to my shows. They were like, "Okay, Netflix is coming to see your show tonight." So it's like, I mean, it makes very much sense, and I mean, they're both entertainment. You know?
Yeah, but it's interesting to think like if you're like a stripper or whatever, and you want to make that leap to porn,
Oh,
like so
right.
you're like, I hope someone's in
need
the
a
audience. And,
connection.
yeah.
And you want to work that Friday late night
That's
spot.
what I'm saying.
you
That's
know?
why it's very similar. That's so
Right on.
crazy.
Did you ever do stripping, or were you kind of just straight into
I did
the camera?
I did no, straight into the camera. I did feature dancing after I already had a name for myself, which is
that's
where like
cool.
I'd headline at strip
Yeah.
clubs.
Yeah.
I see people do it all the time, which
Yeah.
is like neat because you're like, "What's up, Arkansas? I'll be there this weekend."
I hated it.
Really?
I have
Why?
stage fright.
Oh.
And so like I don't like the loud music. I didn't like all the smoke. It like always smelled. I was always tired because I'd fly in. It was late at night.
Oh, yeah,
And
the
I had
trouble.
stage
Yeah.
fright, so I was always fucking drunk and like hungover. Like
Welcome
it
to stand. That's like
my
stand-up comedy.
sleeping schedule was fucked up.
You live the life of a stand-up comedian.
I did, yeah,
So,
for a long time.
but when you would get there, would you kind of like walk in that room and be like, "Okay, guess who's here?" Or would the other dancers be like rude to you, or they would kind of be like, "Oh, welcome"?
They were always like very sweet.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, strippers are very sweet. I've had a stripper go down on me in a room before. I
And-
thought that was pretty funny.
And how was that?
It was fun. It was like a guy that she was like, "Do you want to go in a room with this guy? He's like a regular of mine." I was like, "Oh, sure." And then next thing I know, she was like taking my underwear off and she's like, "I'm really attracted to you. Can I go down on you?" I was like, "Okay." And then she went down on me while I was like on top of the guy.
I mean,
On stage?
No. It was in a room. I was very honored. I thought, well, that was a fun experience, but I was
Yeah.
kind of afraid. Like for
Yeah,
us
I mean,
teenagers, I was
just
like,
imagine-
that's
should
what
I
I
have done that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's a random scenario to just be like, "Do you want to do this real quick?" You know, like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.